Hey guys, so this is gonna be kind of a short devlog that I kind of wanted to get out, because I kind of accomplished something that I'm really proud of. I'm gonna kind of show you it real quick, and then I'm gonna kind of talk about it. So if you just want to see if you just want to see the actual feature at work, I can kind of show you it. There's not really much different than the last time, but I'll kind of go over all the differences because I am kind of proud of it. So the first thing you'll notice is that there's only one selection box here, and it looks a little bit different too. That's because number one, I'm using the new Unity UI system, and number two, I'm only tested it with fleets because that was the biggest issue. So let's kind of go. So we have a huge ass fleet over there. I don't think it was that big last time I showed you guys, but yeah, there's a big fleet over there, and a couple of smaller fleets. If you click on one fleet, you can see it looks a little bit different. Doesn't look very good, but it's kind of a template right now. Basically, you can click on more. You know, basically all the same features previously. Yeah, and you can also do obviously the same here. Right, same thing. So this is pretty cool and all, but I don't remember if I mentioned this before. But with lots of, because it calculates the distance every X amount of time, with lots of ships inside of the fleet selection, this actually got very, very laggy with the old UI system. Because the old UI system used to display and place down every single UI element, no matter how big the list was, no matter what you could see. It would just place them all down. You could obviously program it to not do that, but that also took a lot of work. However, so basically, because of the last time I showed you guys the devlog, the issue was that when you would get too big, it would cause lag spikes. And I don't know if you know, but like a big part of me developing this game is I want people to be able to have huge fleet battles. So one of the biggest issues to tackle was pretty much getting it such that I can have like a huge fleets displayed without any lag. And when we do this, and I kind of go around, you can see there is no lag. But keep checking the entity list. Look, it keeps sorting. I can switch to this. Look at that, zero lag at all. This is awesome. No lag whatsoever. I can switch to different ships, whatever the case is. Like, oh, yeah. There we go. Like it's just really cool. So I actually was thinking we could just go kind of into the code, and I could kind of show you guys how I did that. I'm gonna try not to go too in depth, but I might end up doing that actually. So in that case, just bear with me. But yeah, so let's kind of go into how this all works. So if I go into here, and I go to UI entity list. So this is basically where all the code kind of happens. In short, there are fleet added and deselected kind of events that fire off. And with the new UI entity kind of, or UI toolkit, there's a lot of like interesting little events and stuff that go on between each element. But the general point is when you come down to here, we have an asynchronous sort and populate method. This basically takes in the entire, so it creates a native list, which is basically a, I guess a temporary allocated list for such things that you want to do on a separate thread that basically improves performance. So I'm basically creating a new list. I'm filling that list with basically all the entities that are in the selected entities, or so such like when you click a fleet, it basically loads all the ships into this like little collection, right? Then it runs an asynchronous function. What this basically means is it doesn't wait for this function to finish to do things. This basically prevents a lot of lag from happening when you do code on this. So this basically already negates a lot of the sorting lag when it sorts through everything. This basically sorts by distance. So when the things are jumping around because you're going closer to certain elements and such like that, that's because of this. Then the simple stuff, it just puts it into this entities list, because basically what you're looking at when you look at the screen is just it's an entities list, such as right here. And if I keep going down, you'll notice that refresh is basically what refresh pretty much does, and I should probably get rid of that because this is debugging. But refresh basically just takes, so when you've changed like what the elements are on the list, like sorting it, it'll just rebuild the list. And this actually is very fast compared to everything. So yeah, this is kind of how the code looks. And just to show you, like this is Oh yeah, because I did that. It's compiling. Um, and if I go into, like, I'll just pick any random one. This is the UI element builder. It's actually really cool. It's really well done. I think I love it. It basically takes the whole idea of like HTML and puts it in like a builder right here. So everything is done the way you would do it in HTML. There's also USS. So if I do something like this, you can see it. There's like CSS, but it's like Unity. It's kind of cool. So if you're into like web development and such like that, this is probably not that like weird for you to look at. Like you probably are unaware of a lot of this stuff, and you can really basically build your like UIs in HTML, so to speak. So that's really cool. Let me get this out of the way. Yeah, so that's really cool. And yeah, so that's kind of what I wanted to show off really quick. I don't know if I'm going to make this a full-on devlog or make it like a separate kind of thing, but yeah, I just really wanted to show this off because this is kind of a big roadblock that I was able to break with this. So yeah, anyway, thank you so much for checking out this video, and I will be back when I'm going to probably start with the market system next. So actually I need to fix this selection system for normal objects, and once that's done, I can then start working on markets and such like that. This has been a week of just nonstop working on this fleet selection system. I don't want to look at it again. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys when there's another update. Have a good one.